What if I told you one of London's most iconic bridges now stands in the middle of the Arizona desert? And no, it's not a replica, it's the real deal, rebuilt stone by stone. But how did it get there, and why? Let's dive into a story that's as bizarre as it is true. The story of London Bridge in Lake Havasu City begins now. The bridge in question wasn't the nursery rhyme's falling down version, a whimsical tale of collapse and rebuilding, but a far more substantial and real structure. It was John Rennie's solid 1831 granite structure, a testament to Victorian engineering and a symbol of London's enduring strength. It was built to last. For over a century, it carried London's traffic, a constant flow of horse-drawn carriages, early automobiles, and countless pedestrians eager to cross the Thames. But by the 1960s, a problem began to surface. The majestic London Bridge was literally sinking. A slow, steady descent, about an inch every 8 years. Cracks also appeared and one side drooped, visible manifestation of the immense pressure the bridge was under. After careful inspection, engineers declared it unfit for modern needs. The bridge was failing. Demolition was unthinkable for such a historic icon. Tearing down a piece of London's heritage was a proposition fraught with emotion and controversy. The City of London was stuck, caught between the urgent need for a new bridge and the desire to preserve a beloved landmark. They needed a new bridge, but couldn't just destroy the old one. What to do? Then Councilman Ivan Luckin had a wild idea, a suggestion so audacious, so outside the box that it initially seemed absurd. Sell it. The suggestion was met with laughter, disbelief, and amusement. And so the world's strangest sale began, the sale of London Bridge. In 1967, London Bridge officially hit the market, sparking global headlines and plenty of jokes. Who would buy a 130-year-old granite bridge, and why? The city's pitch: you weren't just buying stones, but a piece of London's soul. Eccentric millionaires and dreamers inquired, but one man stood out, Robert P. McCulloch. He didn't want a monument, he wanted a marketing miracle for his new city in the Arizona desert. McCulloch saw the bridge as the ultimate attraction, a way to turn empty land into a destination. The idea was wild, but for McCulloch that was the point, and so the stage was set for a transatlantic adventure. Robert McCulloch was a classic American entrepreneur, bold, inventive, and unafraid of big risks. He'd built Lake Havasu City from scratch, but it needed an identity. The desert was a hard sell. McCulloch needed a headline-grabbing attraction. His partner, C.V. Wood, spotted the London Bridge sale and pitched the idea. The logistics were insane, but McCulloch saw opportunity, not obstacles. For him, the bridge was more than stone. It was a story, a spectacle, and a ticket to fame. He didn't just want to build a city, he wanted to give it a legend. So the decision was made. McCulloch would buy London Bridge. In 1968, he bid $2.46 million, cleverly adding $1,000 for every year of his age at the planned opening. The City of London accepted, and the world was stunned. A chainsaw millionaire was moving London Bridge to Arizona. For McCulloch, the bridge was a marketing masterstroke, not just a trophy. Every step, dismantling, shipping, rebuilding, would generate global buzz. He envisioned an English-themed village, pubs and red phone boxes under the desert sun. The bridge would transform Lake Havasu City from obscurity to a must-see destination. It was a gamble, but McCulloch knew the story alone was worth millions in publicity. Buying the bridge was easy. Moving it was a colossal challenge. Each granite block was numbered, catalogued, and carefully removed from the Thames. Only the historic exterior stones were shipped. The inner rubble was left behind. The stones traveled by ship through the Panama Canal to California, then by truck across the desert to Lake Havasu. The operation was massive, costly, and captured the world's imagination. Locals watched in awe as truckloads of London's history rolled into town. McCulloch wasn't just importing stone, he was importing a legend. The bridge's journey from London fog to Arizona sun became a story in itself. It was a feat of engineering, ambition, and pure spectacle, and the real work was just about to begin. When the meticulously numbered stones finally completed their long journey and arrived in the Arizona desert, the sheer scale of the undertaking became even more apparent. Each block, a piece of London's history, now lay scattered across the arid landscape, awaiting its turn in this unprecedented reconstruction project. The real challenge began. Not just the physical labor of moving and placing these massive stones, but also the logistical puzzle of rebuilding a historic structure in a completely alien environment. The Arizona heat, the unfamiliar terrain, and the sheer distance from the bridge's original home all presented unique obstacles. Rebuilding the bridge in a place with no river seemed like an almost absurd proposition. The original London Bridge had spanned the Thames for centuries, its very identity intertwined with the flowing water beneath. How could this iconic structure possibly find a new purpose, a new life in the heart of the desert? Engineers, with a touch of audacious ingenuity, dredged a channel from Lake Havasu, a man-made reservoir that would become the bridge's new companion. This ambitious feat of engineering would provide the necessary waterway, a symbolic link to the bridge's past and a foundation for its future. In a further act of reshaping the landscape, they began creating an artificial island, a carefully engineered landmass designed to provide a stable and secure foundation for the bridge to span. This island would become the heart of the revitalized London Bridge. A modern concrete core was built first. This provided the structural integrity necessary to support the weight of the historic stones and ensure the bridge's longevity in its new environment. Then, with painstaking precision, the original granite blocks, each one a unique piece of history, were carefully reassembled around it, like a venerable skin embracing a modern framework. It was a delicate dance between the old and the new, a fusion of history and engineering. The process, a monumental undertaking of engineering and historical preservation, took nearly 3 years. The reconstruction became a public spectacle, a source of fascination and wonder for locals and tourists alike. People came from far and wide to witness the improbable resurrection of a London landmark in the middle of the Arizona desert. The project drew crowds and intense media attention, transforming Lake Havasu City into an unlikely hub of international interest. Reporters and photographers documented every stage of the construction. The bridge's rededication in 1971 was more than just a ceremony. It was a testament to the power of vision and a symbol of the enduring connection between two vastly different cultures. The grand event was complete, with dignitaries from both the United States and Great Britain, a symbolic gathering that underscored the international significance of the project. Speeches were made, flags were waved, and the spirit of collaboration filled the air. A celebratory spectacle that marked the official rebirth of the London Bridge. The London Bridge now stood proudly under the vast Arizona sky. Lake Havasu City was forever changed, transformed a sleepy desert town into a thriving tourist destination. Is the bridge in Arizona really London Bridge? The answer, mostly yes. The original core stayed in London, but the historic granite-facing stones made the journey. It's a transplant. The soul of the bridge, its visible history, is authentic. These stones witnessed London's past, from Queen Victoria's carriages to wartime convoys. Now they bask in the Arizona sun, drawing tourists from around the world. An English village sprang up, complete with pubs and shops, turning the bridge into a full-blown attraction. The bridge put Lake Havasu City on the map, boosting land values and population. It became the city's icon, hosting parades, fireworks, and community events. More than a tourist trap, it's the city's heart and pride. The story of London Bridge in Arizona is about more than moving stones. It's a monument to creativity, eccentricity, and the wild paths history can take. The bridge fused old world heritage with new world ambition. McCulloch didn't just build a city, he bought it a story. London's past, Arizona's present. Who knows what landmark might move next? Have you ever visited a historical landmark in an unexpected place? Tell us in the comments, like and subscribe for more travel history adventures.